I love how, when I spent a lot of time in the Middle East, I love seeing how much other men respect women. I think about how to be a better man, how to make my wife happy. How could other men do that? Because the truth is, we don't have that in this world. I just posted this photo. Start mentioning horrendous comments towards Jewish people or the Jewish community.
So with UFC 330 coming up this weekend, Ian Garry has been dropping some of the worst interviews ever seen in sports history. So let's go over Ian talking about how beating Michael Venom Page is more impressive than Islam beating Alexander Volkanovski, him trying to cope over all of the hate that he's been getting by calling it fake internet social media drama.
I don't believe there's another fighter on the UFC roster where the conversation around him is less about fighting. And how do you feel about that?
I have, and this is the genuine truth, I have absolutely no idea about any of the things you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I have been switched off and disconnected from social media for a very long time.
Do you look at this fight as not only a chance to win a championship, but also to change that narrative? Because like you said, once you got a belt around your waist, that's really what matters. That's what guys are gunning for. All this other stuff about what you say or didn't say in interviews.
Like if the world was run by women, we'd all live in a better world. Like it would all be simpler and easier. That's the fact of the matter. If women ruled the world and we just listened to them and let them take over, it would be an easier world.
A September 12, 2001 article in the New York Times quotes now Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu responding to the 9/11 attacks. It is very good. Well, not very good, but it will generate immediate sympathy.
I don't think that's ever going to change around my persona. It's all fake. All on social media, and it's all fake. Any bit of hate that you speak about, it's not reality. When I walk down the road in Philadelphia, in Dublin, Ireland, in Brazil, in England, anywhere I go, I'm met with nothing but joy.
You know, it's funny that it's always the guys who are getting shit on the internet are the first ones to say how social media is not real. And I promise you, if Ian was getting glazed online instead of getting all of this hate, you would not hear a single thing like this. Bro would be talking about how much everybody loves it and how much the internet loves him. But this right here is where Ian Garry loses his damn mind, because he tries to say that his resume is better than Islam Makhachev's. Listen to this absolute garbage.
I look at Islam, but he also has looked human. You know, I mean, he had to go, he went all the way down to the wire against Alexander Volkanovski. Dustin Poirier took 2 rounds from him on a scorecard. How does he compare, I guess, to like the boogeyman Shavkat? Is there any comparisons or differences between the two?
I don't like to compare, but if you look at the people we fought, so if you look at my last 5 opponents versus Islam's last 5 opponents, in my opinion, it's not a discussion who's more difficult. When you look at who I fought, Belal Muhammad, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Carlos Prates,
you lost to Shavkat!
MVP, those 4 are 4 of the trickiest fighters on the planet. All of them present real danger. When you look at JDM, Renato Moicano, Dustin Poirier, and the other 4th one, I think was Volkanovski, if I'm correct.
I believe so, yeah.
As much as Volkanovski is a legend of the sport and Dustin Poirier is a legend of the sport, they're not as dangerous as the guys I've just mentioned.
I am treated, you guys don't even realize, I am treated like I am black. I am like a black man during Jim Crow, not even a joke.
Not only that, every single one of them is bigger, longer. Shavkat was 18-0 and 18 finishes when I fought him.
You lost to Shavkat! Why does he keep bringing up that fight like he beat him? So Ian Garry thinks by beating Carlos Prates and Belal Muhammad, which are great wins, are on the same level as dominating JDM. The same guy who beat Belal Muhammad, by the way. He thinks that Carlos Prates is on the same level as a Charles Oliveira? That Michael Venom Page has a similar skill set than Dustin Poirier? Not only did you lose to Shavkat Rakhmonov, let's just say hypothetically speaking you were to beat him, that still wouldn't be as impressive as beating a Alexander Volkanovski level fighter. And guess what? You lost that fight, so you can't even say that to begin with. This is delusion beyond human comprehension.
He had like 10 knockouts and 8 submissions. Carlos Prates had an 11-fight win streak by knockouts when I fought him. I've been fighting the highest level of MMA fights against the toughest opponents. When I step into this octagon against Islam Makhachev, I'm going to prove to the world why Ian Machado is truly great.
And it continues to get so much worse. Ian Garry cannot go one interview without mentioning his wife. And you know, for somebody who doesn't care about what other people think about him, he sure loves cramming the idea of her down our throats.
I'm very proud of my travels and the way I travel with my team and my family. I love how when I spent a lot of time in the Middle East, I loved seeing how much other men respect women. They cast their eyes from other women out of respect for her and also out of respect for their wives. I think that's a beautiful loyalty and something that I think about all the time.
Okay.
I think about how to be a better man, how to make my wife happier, how to make my wife more comfortable. How could other men do that? Because the truth is, we don't have that in this world.
Islam recently said that you act like a bad guy. The crowd is going to be on my side because nobody likes my opponent.
He also says, you know, like he wants to beat you in your own world on the ground, and he's going to bounce your head off the canvas and stop history from happening.
I saw his couple interview. Honestly, he looks very bad in this interview. Better for him training more and do less interview, you know.
Do you factor in what the crowd is going to be like on Saturday night? Do you not really pay any attention to that?
Bro, never conduct an interview ever again, you bot. You NPC. How do you think the crowd's gonna react to you on Saturday? Shut the fuck up. You want to ask him something interesting?
I couldn't care less. Ahead of my fight with Bilal Muhammad in Qatar, I walked out to booze. Go back and listen to the audio 30 seconds into the fight. Let's go, Gary, let's go.
People will die, starting tonight. I'm a man of my word.
Dude, this sport is a pantomime. I couldn't care less what people think of me. What I care about is becoming the champion of the world and proving that I was right.
If somebody genuinely did not care what others thought of him, they wouldn't have this autistic Spurg-esque tick to talk about it every 5 goddamn seconds. And this is arguably the most important clip in the video because it goes to show you that Ian Garry is bullshitting about not caring what people say and not looking at social media when he does this.
I want to talk about this because I think it's wrong. I just posted
People don't
this
talk
photo.
about it.
Now, this photo to me, it's really important. It's a photo where I'm expressing my emotions of frustration. I've been waiting since November to fight. So when I post this photo about banging my head off the wall, and people have the audacity and the nerve to link my frustration to then segregate and start mentioning horrendous comments towards Jewish people or the Jewish community is absolutely wild. I can't believe we live in a world where people still think that segregation is okay. They have the confidence to post and comment on someone's Instagram or someone's feed about it. One, if you are one of these people and that is watching this right now, be better and change. And two, if you are someone who feels this on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, I'm sorry. I'm sorry we live in a world where people have not learned and people haven't changed. And I think a way for me to control that and stop that from happening, I'm turning the comments off. Nobody is ever coming to my page and spreading that vulgar energy, that harassment.
So let me understand this properly. You just spent the last few interviews talking about how you don't care what other people say and you don't spend any time on social media when this clip exists of you talking about how much you care about what these people are saying and how you're going to disable the comments to your Instagram comments post. It cannot be that serious that you are going out of your way to disable the comments of an Instagram post? Of an Instagram post? That's how much he cares about what other people say. It's that deep to him.